Bennett Hostetler. People are going to be like, who the heck is this guy? And he's in the Miami Marlins system though. Grew up in Montana, went to North Dakota State. Who's more famous, you or Carson Wentz?
Probably him, by a long shot.
What about 10 years from now?
We'll see, maybe, but for now it's him.
Drafted in the 18th round this summer. Grew up in Montana, but you go to North Dakota State. Tell us, man, what was life like growing up in Montana?
It was cool. It's a very unique place. You know, obviously there's a ton of stuff to do outside. World famous ski resorts. Yellowstone National Park is like an hour from my house. You can pretty much drive 15 minutes out of town and be in the middle of nowhere with no cell service. So it's a very different place than where I'm at currently, but you know, I think it was good for me. I think it taught me, you know, how to be independent, how to do things on my own.
Grew up in the country, dad have you out, family out in the fields. You grew up on a bunch of land, or are you in a city, or?
I grew up in downtown Bozeman, 150 feet from Main Street. So I'm right in the center of everything, but you know, like I said, you drive 15 minutes and you're kind of in the middle of nowhere. So there's probably around 50,000 people in Bozeman. So it's a decent sized place, but it's still small enough to where you can, you know, you don't feel like you're in a giant city.
What'd you do for fun growing up?
My friends and I would go to like little city parks, and you know, every so often, or you know, spread out through the city, there'd be basketball courts with like miniature hoops that were kind of shorter, and you know, we'd play basketball on those because, you know, we like to dunk it. So I mean, it was nothing too special, but I for sure had a pretty good childhood.
Can you dunk now?
No.
No.
I haven't, to be honest, I haven't tried in a while. I've dunked the ball one time in my life and I haven't tried since, so.
Basketball, baseball, football growing up, you do a little bit of everything?
I played all three up until my senior year of high school.
When did you get into baseball? If you were playing all three sports growing up?
You know, the first memories I have, I was playing baseball in the summer, so. My dad played baseball in college, and you know, that's just kind of one thing that him and I have connected on. It was kind of just the first thing that I really loved to do was play baseball, and it's kind of carried me throughout. Dad
been there for you every step of the way? Always there for you, no matter what?
Yep, you know, right or wrong, good or bad, I would always get a text after the game, hey bud, good job. You know, and he was never like an overbearing, you know, like you got to do this, and this. You know, if I wanted help, he would help, but you know, he was more supportive and loving than anything. North Dakota State out of high school. Other offers, why there? That was the only scholarship offer I had. I could have walked on to Utah. For me, for my family, you know, just that decision of going to Fargo was, you know, what we decided to do, and I think it was the right decision. Maybe it took a little bit longer to get where I wanted to go, but you know, I'm here now, so I don't have any complaints.
In college a long time. How many years you did?
5 years.
How many degrees were you working with?
Almost 2. I'm 99% done with my second degree.
In what?
So I have a degree in sport management, and I'm 99% done with business administration.
If I go to your baseball reference and look, here's a guy 2 years in college, things probably could have been going a lot better before you exploded late. What were you thinking after your first couple of years of college when things aren't going nearly as well as you probably want them to?
I mean, professional baseball was always the end goal. That's just always what I've wanted to do. I had an okay freshman year, and then, you know, right in the middle of college, wasn't playing as well as I could have been, but you know, like you said, the last year that I was in college, this last spring, everything kind of clicked, and you know, I wasn't doing anything special to play that way. It just kind of, everything fell together, and I was just playing the way I was supposed to be playing.
Am I wrong in saying that there's never been a plan B for you then? Like, your determination and your mindset is, I'm gonna play baseball after college and get paid to do it?
Yeah, that's always just kind of been the way that I've thought. You know, obviously you get into college and, you know, the same kind of pep talks, like, you know, baseball's gonna end for everybody, and you know, you gotta have a career plan, and I'd say, okay, yeah, I'll do this, whatever, but to be honest, I never really believed it. And like, I never really expected myself to be done with baseball until I wanted to be done. So, you know, figured out a way to get here, and just moving forward, I'm gonna play for as long as I can.
Why didn't you believe it? Is it because confidence that you've always had in yourself, or was it somebody else on the outside telling you to never quit? It
was internal.
Yeah.
It was just, you know, for me, I 100% believed that I could play professional baseball, and that, you know, I could compete and have success at this level. And, you know, starting out in the minors, you know, you have success, and then obviously the path that you keep getting moved up until you get to the major leagues. And that's just something that I've always believed, that, you know, obviously coming from where I come from, there's not a lot of proof that people can do it where I'm from, but you know, if there needs to be a first person that can play professional baseball from somewhere, you know, why not me? Deep down in my heart, you know, I believe that I can be a professional baseball player.
And you want to make people proud of you. Back home.
Yeah.
That would mean a lot to you. For any particular reason?
I guess for my parents, for example, you know, they've put so much time and effort into, you know, when I was younger playing travel baseball, you know, not even baseball, like just sports in general, being an athlete. And for me, an end goal, I just want it to be worth it for them, you know, that all of their efforts, you know, were worth it.
So you say your last year of college wasn't that special. Well, Bennett, you hit .394 with an on-base percentage of .513. Last time I checked, that's okay.
Yeah.
But when it didn't go well to start, something had to have clicked. What was it?
I think that has to do with me being in college for so long. I think just giving my body time to kind of get used to adjusting to weightlifting, things like that, you know, becoming more mature mentally at the plate. I think that that's just something that I developed over that time, and obviously that last year at NDSU, things kind of worked out for me.
So you get drafted, 18th round. Ever any doubt at any point you weren't going to get drafted?
Obviously it's nice to get drafted in the first however many rounds, you know, make whatever money you're going to get, but to me it really didn't matter. As long as I got there, that's all that I cared about. So if I got drafted,
somebody gave you a uniform. That's all.
As long as I got drafted, or not even drafted, as you know, as long as I got to go play professional baseball, draft or not, I was going to be happy with it, and I was going to make the most of it.
How much did 4+ years of college prepare you for professional baseball?
From the baseball aspect, I was ready to go. I was ready to hit the ground running, just because of the fact that I had been in college for so long, like you said, that I've kind of developed my own routine, and you know, I do a good job of being aware of my body and things like that, what I need to do to get ready to play. That's one thing that helped me baseball-wise. You know, kind of coming into pro ball and not having any hiccups.
What are you thinking when somebody's like, hey, you're going to catch, by the way? You ever done this before?
You know, everybody catches when they're 8 years old or whatever.
Sure. That was the extent of your catching.
Pretty much, yeah. I get moved up to Beloit, and I think it might have been like day 3 or day 4. Patrick Osborne, one of the minor league coordinators here, was in the locker room. You know, the coordinators kind of travel around from place to place, and so he was in Beloit at the time, and he came up to me in the locker room and he's like, hey, will you meet me in the dugout? And he goes, hey, don't get freaked out by this, or you know, don't take this the wrong way.
That's a good start.
Yeah,
good start.
Really good start. You know, don't take this the wrong way, but have you ever caught before?
Here we go again.
And I go, no, like, not really. And then he kind of went into the spiel about, you know, catching's good for your career for some people. You know, making the transition to catcher is good for your career because, you know, pretty much every organization in the major leagues is in need of catching. He said that, you know, an infielder like you have good feet, you have good hands, soft hands. He said, you know, you can hit, and if you can figure out how to be a good defensive catcher, you're gonna move up really fast. And you know, he didn't force me to do it. He was like, it's your decision if you want to. If you don't want to, we'll keep you on the infield. And so, you know, I thought about it. I took maybe a day and a half, 2 days to think about it. And, you know, for me, like, it kind of just goes back to, I didn't care if I got drafted. I didn't care if I got signed. I just want to play. Before the draft, if you would have said, hey, we'll draft you, but you have to be a catcher, I would have said, all right, I'm a catcher now. Right. Just for the chance to play. Right. So that's kind of how I just took that decision on. And this last week has been interesting, and it's been challenging, and you know, it's been fun. Right. But you know, I think it's going about as well as it could be for, you know, 8 days of being a catcher.
Enjoying it after 8 days?
Yeah, you know, my hips are a little bit more sore than they usually are after a baseball practice, but you know, I'm enjoying learning. We have great guys that we're working with, and you know, they're obviously patient with me. They know that, okay, this is new for you. This is going to be new for you. You know, try to do this. Try to feel this. And you know, they've done a really great job of, you know, not babying me through it, but you know, pushing me through it so that I understand it in my own way.
Well, Bennett, and I guess for everybody that didn't know who the heck Bennett Hostetler was, congratulations. I know this is probably the first time we've really had an opportunity to talk with you. Just good luck catching, I guess. Good luck. You've been doing it for 8 days now. Good luck. But seriously, thank you, and enjoy the ride, and we'll see you soon.
I will. Thank you so much.